you got to help. You got to help create the forces of history here, in this district and all over this country. And that's by educating your friends, your family, your neighbors, and not expecting some white knight to take care of it all.
So I think now would be a good time to talk about tar sands, Keystone.
Sure.
And then go on to sulfide. We've got a bunch of science questions over here too. So.
Okay. Does somebody want to take the lead on the question here, or should I just address the issue? Yes, sir.
Congressman, would you write a letter to Secretary Kerry, or maybe have you already, urging that the Secretary not approve the expansion of the Enbridge Alberta Clipper line?
I probably, at this stage, from what I know, I probably would not. And I'll tell you why. When you're talking about the movement of gas and oil, there's fundamentally three ways to do it. Through a pipeline, over-the-road trucking, or over-the-road railroads. And I know the railroads are in the process of ordering tens of thousands of new oil tankers. The trucking industry is in the process of ordering similar numbers of over-the-road tankers to haul oil and gas. And so what you have to do is you have to sit down and say, which, is the most effective here? A pipeline, railroad transportation, or trucks up and down the roads? So I will continue to look carefully at that. But, from what I have seen so far, I'm convinced that the pipelines are more efficient. And I don't know if you're aware of it, but we have pipelines running up and down darn near every road in this district, in this country. They've become an integral part of our life. And the alternative is tanker trucks and tanker railroads. And so you got to take a look and see which will be the most carbon neutral, the most energy efficient, and the safest with regard to protecting our environment.
But don't we need to take what opportunities we can find to slow down and block the use of the tar sands?
If that were the fact, you'd definitely want to consider that. But the tar sands is a Canadian issue. We don't control that. I guarantee you, they're moving the oil.
They sell their oil to us. We demand their oil. They supply it. They supply what we demand. It's economics. If we don't demand it, will they supply it, businessmen?
Well, if you can convince the American people not to use oil, but they supply a world market, and not just the American market.
The Western pipeline has been stopped going to the west, and the Eastern pipeline will be stopped because it's running through Indian country.
I'm sorry, say that again.
The Western pipeline has been stopped by the governor out west in Canada, and the Eastern pipeline will be stopped also through Canada because it's going through Indian country.
Well, it's a decision we have to make. Do we want the over-the-road trucks, the over-the-road railroads, or do we want an underground pipeline?
Congressman Nolan, we know that the pipelines spill in ways that aren't detected or aren't reported by the pipeline owners. We do detect, and we do have immediate response to rail car spills, to disasters on the surface roads. What can be done to delay the expansion of these pipelines until they can be made more safe, or there's increased detection of pipeline spills? We have examples of spills that haven't been cleaned up in our state from 1979. It's not possible to clean up pipeline spills. They won't do it. And unfortunately, in the Bemidji area, the government forgave them and allowed them to create a study site, which is now a great model for why we can't allow Keystone, we can't allow Enbridge to continue to expand.
Well, there are a number of things that can be done with regard to the routes to make sure that they don't go near areas that could be that could be harmful in the event of an accident. And I don't mind telling you, I have supported Keystone, but I voted against Keystone.